So I went up the mast today and I got the old tricolor light down, and I kind of got an idea of how I wanted to mount the new one. And I'm going to make a video for anybody that's interested in upgrading their tricolor light to a LED style of how I'm doing it. And I have to make some kind of custom adjustments to the new $400 masthead light. But here, check it out. So this is the old light, and basically this one is so old it's just got two mounting holes, and then this is for the wires. There's got a base, and then this is the tricolor light, and this is the anchor light. So this is a 3-wire system. You have ground that goes to both, that both share, and then you have hot for the tricolor light and hot for the anchor light on 2 different switches, which is cool. That's the way I would prefer it. So you spin that off, undo it. The phosphorescent bulb draws a lot of current. I don't want that. Plus it's not very bright compared to LED, and it just needs to be upgraded. It's old. Did it have to be? It still worked, but it's just old technology. If the technology's there, and this is an important thing. So that's how that worked. And on this one there was 2 I think these are milled pieces that accepted the threads for the bolts. So the bolts ended up, this sat on the mast, and the bolts went up underneath and drilled into here, or screwed into here. And then this was a compression fitting for the wiring. So here's the new light. This is really cool. It's all polymer, CNC machined. It's got 2 rows of lighting downstairs for the anchor light, and then on the top is the tricolor light. This will be the white section because that's 225 degrees, right? Am I doing this right? 135 degrees, sorry. And then this is 112.5, and then this one's 112.5. So these will be red, these will be green, and these will be white. I hope I got the numbers right. If I don't, I'll put a little note. So this is how this works. It's got a base with 3 mounting holes, and then wiring coming out here. These screws hold in the base, so we're just going to pop that off, pop out the wiring, and then it's got a little convenient tab for when I do put the wiring through here, it'll go up through the bottom of this and then lock in right there. So this is my dilemma. This is all sealed already, so I don't have to worry about sealing it. I can actually just put the wires through. It doesn't matter, which is awesome. And then I'll connect them in here and have all the connections with heat shrink. So I've already got a 3-wire system for this one, and this one is an adaptable 3-wire system also. The green is for the tri, so this will be the tricolor switch, and then the red is for the anchor, and then the black is ground for both. Now, this is the problem. You see this mounting pattern, and you see this mounting pattern. They're far different. They do not match at all. So I need to drill more holes. I'm trying to drill the least amount of holes as possible, and the mast top is actually very sturdy, and from the physical mast itself on the top there's no penetrations, so I don't want there to be any penetrations in there. Alright, this is a drawing I made of the top of the mast. I'll try to get a picture of it when I go up there next time and insert it in here. I might even get video, but you know, trying to deal with climbing the mast and not falling, and with all the tools and the lights and stuff, video is just not conducive to safety. So here's the top of the mast. What you have is, this is a bird's eye view looking down. This is the actual mast itself. And like I said, it's sealed. I don't want to drill into that because there's no way water can get into here, and that's a good thing. So this is the mast topper here all the way around. And then here's the cutout for the wiring for the tricolor light. There's a little bit of a cutout right here. And then these two wires, these two, bam, bam, are right here. Bam, bam. This is the block for the main halyard, block for the spinnaker halyard. There's actually ribbing in between these, which is strengthening for them. So it'll be very difficult for me to drill holes and mount any kind of through bolt. Like say I was to drill a hole right here, it just wouldn't work. I may be able to do that, but if I had to, I could. Or if I had to, I could drill and tap it and just use a bolt, a drilled tapped bolt to go into the aluminum. But aluminum's not really, really strong when you do that. And I would rather have something through bolted. So I may have to do that with one of them anyway. This is the mounting plate for the VHF antenna. It's got a little antenna that runs up. You know, it's got another 4 feet on it or something like that. It goes straight up. And then this is the extender for the Windex. There's a Windex hanging off of here. And that thing is actually one of those, it looks like this. It's got a couple flags on it. Come on, good in focus, boy. And it kind of hangs off like this. And it's got a pointer. So the pointer goes back and forth. It'll tell you where the apparent wind is. So, So now right here, this is what I'm thinking. There's got to be a way to mount this guy with this hole for the wiring being here. But the problem is, do you see this black mark? This has to go forward on the mast. So if I were to put this forward right now, angled this way, and this hole there, these two holes would almost be off of the mast. Do you see how that would work? Let me zoom out a little bit. You see, now if I put this hole and line it up with that, it really, this hole now is completely off the mast. Half this thing is hanging off the mast. So what I need to do is I need to angle it so that hole is right there or so, which is about 90 degrees to where I want it. Remember, this black dot needs to face forward because of this key right here. This key is the only key set into the bottom of this. Let's see where it is. Right here. Here's the key mark. So what I'm going to do is this black mark lines up with this hole for the set screws of this. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this together, key it correctly, find the key. There's the two keyholes, right? Put it down, and now where's the black mark? Right here. Black mark right here. Okay. If I were to take that key off and set these screws in, now this would be straightforward, and I would have enough room to drill my holes. And this one is going to have to be drilled because it's going to go right where that main block is. That one's going to have to be drilled and tapped. I'm going to have to use a short enough bolt to just go into the thickness of the mast topper and not interfere with that at all. That's going to be a pain. But the other two, since this is just an overhang, I can just drill right through and through bolt them, and this will be really strong. And I was looking at this, it really is not going to make a difference with the structural integrity of this thing. That key doesn't make a damn bit of difference. And just to make sure, I'm going to put some 5200 in there, or maybe some epoxy, and just get that thing in there. I mean, it'll still come out if you put a screwdriver and pop it, but it's not going to move around. And really, it's the set screws that make the structural integrity and the thickness of this wall. You're pretty much riding this entire thing on the thickness of this. So, I mean, I really don't think it's going to go anywhere. It would take a really, really bad lot of wind, like a hurricane, to rip this thing off. It just wouldn't break off. This polymer is really strong. So, that's what I'm doing. So now all that's left to do on this bad boy is to router this out. Router out that key with like a Dremel tool. Being really careful not to make this wall any thinner. And then router out that key. And then line it up and mount it to the top of the mast. And yeah, I'm not going to go up the mast again until I have somebody to belay me. I already went up there once with just me, and it's scary. And I got to do a bunch of work up there, so yeah. Normally I would do that, but not today. I just did see Bernard Motissier went up to his mast all the time with his mast steps, just like mine, by himself. So that gives me a little bit more courage. But you know, safety. I can just wear a harness and plug in, but I haven't gotten my harnesses yet. I've got 6 of them or something. So that's like a little carbide grip deal. I don't know if you can see it real well, but and there you go, no more key. Bam. So I really couldn't take any video at the top, so I strapped on a harness, I had a buddy belay me, and went up to the top and installed it, and then I went back up with a heat gun, and this is the second time. You can see my bag draped over the front, the lights installed there. This is where the wiring is coming. That's the little cutout in the mast, and then you can see the wiring goes all the way up into the light and then straps down with that little lock in there. And then I have color coded heat shrink on all the wires, and I just kind of curled them up in there and set the thing down. That's it. Alright, here's the finished product. Check it out. Yeah, that's awesome. I even installed the Windex up here too, that guy. And you can see the extension cord wrapped around my neck. So that's cool. VHF antenna, light, and then there's my view.
I never wanted to hide my heart from you. You always let me state my point.